You cannot. Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Activate. Let's go.
they say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way. So
Holy Spirit,
you
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
You cannot. Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Activate. Let's go.
they say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way. So
Holy Spirit,
you
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
You cannot. Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Activate. Let's go.
they say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way. So
Holy Spirit,
you
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
You cannot. Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Activate. Let's go.
they say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way. So
Holy Spirit,
you
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hi. I was coming. You guys are so rude. You guys are so rude. I was coming. I'm always gonna be late. Like whatever. Whatever. I really don't feel like I should have to apologize. Like, because I would be doing like every day. I'm not doing that. That's like gross written all over it. But I love you guys. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Now, can y'all hear me? Because I want to make sure y'all can hear me because I'm not about to be starting this over. Yes, I came in here with an attitude. Because y'all did. Y'all did. I'm on y'all time. I'm on y'all type of time. Okay, y'all saying yes, good. So I came in here on y'all type of time. So y'all came in here knocking stuff over and what up, Keyshawn? So all of that is just like hello. Like I'm coming. But I love you guys. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. This is not alcohol at all. Just in case people are wondering. It's frozen. Okay, it's really good. But it's just juice. That's all, okay. I have more driving to do today. So I am not a crustacean. I am not a crustacean. This is how they wake up, with syrup. So and I'm a girl. That is not alcohol. Maybe tonight, but not right now. So gays. I love you guys. The title of the show says Monique exposes Oprah, Hughley, and Hart. Shades, Tiffany, Don't Leave Your Churn Around Me, Haddish, and Taraji Henson will P. Henson on Club Shay. Now we're gonna have to break this into two parts because Monique said a lot. Okay. She said a lot. So I'm gonna do another part. Okay, but we're gonna get into a lot of the nook and cranny during this live. But it was interesting. It was interesting. So shout out to Shannon and Club Shay. If you guys don't know the full interviews there, and you can watch it. You absolutely can. So go check out Club Shay and to watch the full interview. And I'm a girl. So what do y'all think of, for the people that did watch it? Let me know what you think in the chat of what all Monique said. I was about 3 hours, something like that. So I got through about an hour and a half of it. That's why we have to break it in two parts because I didn't finish watching it. Look, I'm busy. I gotta take them sweet babies and stuff in doses, okay? Because Monique, you're very condescending, sweetheart. Very condescending. How you think you get to say super shady stuff while going like this? And going like this, and you think it's and saying sweet baby and all. I'm like, Monique, the stuff you're saying is still extremely shady. Like a lot of times I'm still trying to separate a lot of, is this just her saying her experience, or is this the experience through the eyes of a jealous person? Ooh, Monique, girl. I'm trying to remove the bitter. I don't want to say she's bitter. I really don't. I want to just be like, you know what? She's just telling us her experience. But to keep going like this during the interview, while Monique is giving a little why not me, girl. It's giving a lot of girl. So, I was trying, to let Monique have her story. I'm trying not to, because we like to nitpick, at everything. I'm trying not to nitpick, I'm trying to just let the woman talk and hear what she has to say. But it was given a lot of, and I'm like, no, it's not that, Sean. Stop being black. Stop doing that. Because, because we as black people, when we start to feel a certain energy, we kind of just check out. We do. When we start to feel like, oh, it's giving jealous, or oh, it's giving bitter, or it's giving salty, then we kind of our attention starts to be averted. We kind of just don't even care to, we're kind of like checking out, girl. So, but as I'm like, I don't want to do that. I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that. Because I'm black. We'll just leave a conversation mid-talk. You could be talking to us Because I done did it. I done walked away from whole conversation. Just like, yeah, I'm kind of like over this. So, just to like walk away, like whatever. So I was trying not to do that to her. I'm like, I'm gonna let her. Sorry, my daughter's texting me. So I'm trying not to let that happen. So I want to hear Monique out, y'all. Okay, we that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna hear her out. Now it's a lot. Okay, it's a lot. So I brought some clips. Okay, I have more, but we're gonna, because it's literally a lot, because there's a lot to cover. Right, there's a lot to cover. Shout out to Monique. Her interview went viral. Okay, unlike D.L. Hughley. Okay, none of his interviews go viral. None of them. Where's my book and my marks and my girl? None of his interviews go viral. So none that I've seen. So yeah. So shout out to Monique for having a viral interview on Club Shay. Shout out to Club Shay. He been killing it literally in the interview game. What that word? You know what? I'm just gonna go never talk. I'm over it. I'm over it. Okay. They have a lot of clips. So I'm just gonna go to Never Talk. Because I don't have time for this. I need to do y'all. So here we go. Boom. Let's pull up the first, because I'm not going all the way back down, girl. Because, girl, I'm just not doing that, girl. I'm not doing that, girl. Okay, let's start with, do you want to start with Taraji? Let's start with Taraji. Let's start with Taraji. Because we'll just go over and over and over. Okay, here we go.
Didn't see what it saw when we watched that promotion happen with the color purple.
Right.
We wanted to act like we didn't see how Oprah Winfrey treated Taraji. In my humble opinion, when you saw her walk up, you saw that there was tension. You saw that there was something happening.
Right.
And then when you see Taraji write her a love letter, it's like, listen, we got to stand tall and stand strong on what we know. We know you were mistreated. We know it wasn't right. We know it was unfair. And then you turn around and say, oh, but Lady O handled it. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that, because that allows Lady O to keep on doing what she's doing. And we're in a position of, I don't want to say nothing because we saw how Monique got whooped. Now, again, that's just my humble opinion. But I don't know I don't know how else to frame that. It's like, listen, you better fix that, because you saw what they did to her. You saw how they treated her.
Is it a situation, do you believe it's a situation that Oprah might have faced something similar that maybe wasn't as public as you? And she's looking at it, well, if I faced that, went through it, and came out on the other side and look at me, it should be okay. Because sometimes we get that with parents. You know, I struggle. You say my kids should have to struggle sometimes also. Do you think that might be something going on with her? Or you just like, there's a disconnect?
There's a disconnect.
Okay.
There's a disconnect, and there's been a disconnect for years. There's a disconnect. And I think what happens is we place people on these pedestals and we say, oh, no, you can't do no wrong. We don't even want to hear it.
Right.
And when you hear cats say, you know what they do? They don't say anything and they act like it didn't happen. I'm going to keep talking until you take accountability.
Right.
Until you say, Uncle, I've done this. That's why it was so important. From Oprah Winfrey to Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels. Now, Lee Daniels was the only one I had to deal with. Did you see Lee Daniels apologize? He walked out on that stage. Not only did he apologize on stage, that man apologized to our children. That man apologized to our children and said, I need to act like our eyes didn't see what it saw when we watched that promotion happen with the color purple.
Right.
We wanted to act like we didn't see how Oprah Winfrey treated Taraji. In my humble opinion, when you saw her walk up, you saw that there was tension. You saw that there was something happening.
Right.
And then when you see Taraji write her a love letter, it's like, listen, we got to stand tall and stand strong on what we know. We know you were mistreated. We know it wasn't right. We know it was unfair. And then you turn around and say, oh, but Lady O handled it. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that, because that allows Lady O to keep on doing what she's doing. And we're in a position of, I don't want to say nothing because we saw how Monique got whooped. Now, again, that's just my humble opinion. But I don't know
I don't know how else to frame that. It's like, listen, you better.
That was a lot. So Monique states that she had a problem with how Taraji P. Henson pretty much handled the situation with Lady O, who is Lady Oprah, but her nickname is Lady O for Lady Orgasm. Yes. And I'm a girl, so the big O. So here, flip. I don't see why you would have a problem with it, Monique. I think the problem is that you didn't handle it how Taraji handled it. I feel like Taraji handled it like a lady. I think what Taraji did, if she wanted her career to continue, was not bow down, because I don't feel like that's what Taraji did. I feel like it's more so of a agree to disagree. And sometimes in business, you kind of just have to, you're not going to win. You know, you have to pick and choose your battles. And with somebody like Oprah, it not stating that the treatment, whatever treatment that Taraji and the other people on the set, because here's, okay. I feel like it's irresponsible of Monique to state it like that, because there's been plenty of people that aren't brave enough to say anything at all, right? And then you have the ones everybody is agreeing, like on set, of what's going on, but no one's brave enough to say something. So it's like all of us being in one classroom, and we know we have a really mean teacher, a Miss Trenchbowl, but nobody's reporting it. Nobody's saying anything. You know, we're just allowing it to happen. But you have one person that's brave enough to go and say something, to try to do something, try to get something done. And then when it's time for people to stand and rise with that person because they all agree, no one says anything. They just kind of sit quietly. Like situations with shows back in the day, like Living Single and whatnot. It was one, which was the actor who played Kyle. He stood up for the whole crew, stating that they weren't being paid enough. You know, when how Friends was making way more money than them, and they basically stole their idea and whatnot, and why they should be being compensated more. And that not only technically got him fired, but nobody else really like stood for him, although they all agreed. So this is the situation with Taraji. She wasn't the only person that felt like certain things weren't right, but she was the only one to come forward. And when she did, only certain people, thank God, you know, backed her. She wasn't doing it on her own, but it's how Taraji was handling it. You know, she wasn't going on a tangent or a rant, or because Monique literally like walked up on Oprah. Monique like walked up on her like in real life, like pull up on a kid. Like she for real like pulled up on Oprah, you know, at an event, you know, like walked up on her like, what's up, you know, type of situation. So Taraji, I feel like she just handled it differently. And there's nothing wrong with how Taraji handled it. So I don't think that that's cool that Monique is trying to make it seem as if what Taraji did was at a fault. No, Taraji's smart. Taraji knows if she wants to stay in this industry, there's just certain people that you just don't go against. And if you do, you must be willing to be a boss. That's why I can respect Cat Williams. I can respect that, because Cat went against a lot of mistreatment and how certain people were doing certain things, stealing jokes, all that stuff. He's been talking about these things. It's nothing new, right? So he knew that it was going to rid him a lot of situations. But when you're content in what you are doing, Cat is content doing stand-up. Cat Williams makes a lot of money doing stand-up. So he's not really out here to be in certain people movies and this and that. So when a lot of people say like, oh, Cat deserves more, Cat deserves more, he doesn't want it. Like he realized a lot of relationships were going to be tarnished just by some of the things that he stated, even telling his truth, you know? So he knew that. He knew the risk. It's no different than with Monique. If you're going to be so loud and so woke and so this and so that and standing for this and whatnot, become a boss. Become a boss. So then you can put other people on. You can treat people like you feel like you should be treated. Because that's what Kat does. Kat put people on. Kat will lend a hand, you know, because he's a boss and what he's doing, his tours, all of that stuff. He's very successful, a very sought after comedian. Easy for him to book shows. It's not hard for a person like Kat to sell out. It's easy. Like he can do that. Girl, just roll out of bed and post a show and be, you know, still successful type of situation. So he became a boss. He is. He run Cat Williams Productions and I'm a girl and tours and brings a lot of people on these tours to make money. Okay, and he's been doing that. It's not nothing Cat's just started doing. Nope, he used to pull people like Lunel and so many other up and coming comedians on tour with him so that they can be seen and whatnot because they think they're talented, looking out for them, letting them know, you know, there's other ways to getting out here, getting your face out here. You ain't gotta, you know, do what the Kevin Harts and people like that have. You don't have to go that route. You don't have to, like, you can be real and authentic and make money doing it, you know. Hair flip. So yeah, that's how I feel. I mean, instead of not complaining, I guess it's like just become a boss. Like, what are we? If you feel like Oprah is such this gatekeeper, with Oprah's not in stand-up comedian, like she's not in stand-up comedy. You are. So you could technically be a gateholder in the community if you did like more in it. You know, when I like a Cat Williams, he's consistently touring, you know, and whatnot. So, I mean, I don't get that. I'm confused. I'm like, but what are you? Let's keep listening. Shout out to Taraji. I feel like Taraji handled that well. I don't think that she had to go like live and go again, not even live, just in interviews and publicly go against Oprah to push other people's point. Like what to like push like Monique's point of Oprah is a bad person. I don't feel like you get to, you know, kind of, well, I wanted you to go after her, you know, so you can help me with my point, you know, to show people that she's evil, you know, type of, I was like, what does that, like, how she handled it is how she handled it. If Taraji didn't agree with how Monique handled it, it doesn't make how Monique handled it wrong. You know, Monique felt like Oprah did certain things to her, playing in her face, interviewing her family, you know, and stuff like that. And so Monique felt like she had to check her, you know, like when she saw her, you know, what now? You know, if it's up, then it's stuck. Okay. I'm not knocking Monique for that. I'm hey, if you felt like you was close enough to Oprah to like walk up on her, hey, who am I? I mean, you did kind of do a movie with her, you know, when I precious, hey, maybe y'all were closer than I thought. But for you to feel like you can walk up on a billionaire, Monique crept up on her with the smooth walk. I don't care nothing about you being able to buy me. I don't care nothing about that. Look at here. So yeah, Monique, you know, she walked up on her. You know, it is what it is. So just because you felt like that was, I'm not knocking Monique. Sometimes you gotta let a person know. I would have loved to have seen Oprah's face when Monique walked up on her. I know Oprah's face. I know she was giving Karen, girl, because Oprah, all her life she had to fight was a role that was not literal. So gays, Monique walked up on her. So just, you know, I'm not saying that's wrong. Because Monique didn't put her hands on her. Monique didn't put her hands on her. She ain't zooted. She just crept up on her. Like, look at her finger all up in the face, thumping on her nose, poking her in the forehead. Now I saw you have, you know, Monique had to thump on her, you know, when, you know. It ain't like she Christy Lampkin her. It ain't like, she walked past him. It ain't, she just do that. But she felt like that's what she needed to do. Hey, I'm not knocking Monique. So you don't get to knock Taraji, girl. You don't get to knock her, girl. Just, okay, you went in there real be more. Okay. Taraji took more so of a I still want to work in Hollywood approach. And then when Monique also saying that, oh, well, I don't want Taraji and them to stand down because look at how Oprah did Monique. If the big O, if Lady O ruined your career, why do you keep playing with her? Mo, Auntie Mo, girl. Why you keep playing with Oprah, girl? Girl, leave her alone. She done already got you, my girl. Removing a pra from her name, girl. You said Lady O. So you wanted to make sure, just in case, she want a little piece of Sue. Girl, you could be like, I said Lady O, sweet baby. I said Lady O. And I'm a girl. So I'm like, girl, she got you removing letters of her name, and I'm a girl. Girl, you supposed to be 300 feet away from my house. And I'm a girl. I said, okay, well, clearly Oprah ain't the one to quit. Yeah, you might want a little piece to leave her alone, girl. Mo, Auntie Mo, ho, ho, ho. Look at Auntie Monique, girl, we love you, girl, but we're going to need you to leave Oprah alone, girl, before she finish you. Finish her. Do that, girl, fatality. Girl, this is Hollywood. Girl, that sacrifice you in a minute. And I'm a girl. So, now, she had more to say, and we about to listen to this. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. I will leave the screen. I will fucking leave here. I'm just kidding. I love you guys. Please hit the like. Oh my God. So please hit the like. So let's listen to what else Auntie O had to say. Girl, now she over here poking on Lee Daniels, and I'm a girl. So Monique said she wasn't given sympathy, the same sympathy as Taraji when she called out the industry because she's fat and named Tyler Perry and Lee Daniels. Honestly, Monique, I feel like the reason why people didn't back you was the sense of entitlement when you came forward. You know, when someone's coming forward and they're saying that, like Taraji came forward stating the problems that were going on, right? She didn't come forward name dropping, all of that. Like, she didn't do that. She was just stating the problems that were going on. Monique, whole nother situation. Whole nother situation, girl. No, she comes forward like, I'm Monique. I wouldn't lie to you, sweet baby. This is what happened, and this is why you are about to support me. No. Taraji just came forward and stated the problems that were going on, and people put two and two together because Oprah was running the majority of what's going on over there at The Color Purple. And I'm a girl. That's what that were. Mm-hmm. I said, I don't feel like it had anything to do with you being fat. I'm like, wasn't you skin shit around that time, girl? I said, girl, you abandoned the big girls a long time ago when I'm a girl. You know, when they gave you that whole sitcom, that whole show. Remember? Before you came out, Oprah, you had a whole show. Remember that show? Before Lady Oprah. I would agree with you when you said Oprah took you off TV. I agree. I mean, she do own a whole syndicated broadcasting station. We're not disagreeing. Oprah blackballed me. Well, you ran up on her. A girl, you ran up on her, girl. She wanted to make sure she ain't ever have to worry about bumping into you again. Girl, she put a social media a restraining order on you, girl. Absolutely. So yes. So I said, girl, leave Oprah alone. I know, girl, why you keep playing with lady? Oh, girl. But let's listen to what she got to say. Here she go, y'all. Here she go.
Or Taraji.
Mm-hmm.
Broken.
Mm-hmm.
On those platforms. It was painful to watch. However, Taraji and I had a conversation over a decade ago.
Yes.
In my trailer when I was doing the Monique show.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, you got to keep on getting it until your turn comes. And I said, Taraji, most of us die before our turn comes. We got to ask for it right now. Now, I understand that because there was a time I felt the same way.
Exactly.
Because that's what I was told.
Right.
You just keep going and we'll get them the next time. We'll get them the next time. We'll get them the next time. And the next time never comes. And then you see our sister broken, sitting on those platforms. Now, when I said it,
why didn't it get the traction when you said it that when she said it? Now all of a sudden everybody is coming, and I don't have a problem. I'm glad.
Yes.
But if you said this a decade ago, and I remember you saying it over a decade ago, why didn't it get the traction? Why didn't it get the support? Why wasn't it?
Palm butter. That's what you are not about to do. Okay. The lady, girl, and Monique and my girl, they was in an active beef. No, this is just like YouTube. We talk to people, families too, girl. If we got to, girl. Girl. No. They was in an active beef, They was in an active beef. It's not our fault. Oprah got a good girl. Oprah like, oh, you want to play? Oh, you want to play? Girl. Oh, you want to play? Girl. Now I'm going to talk to your family. Friend. Now I'm going to talk to your family. Friend. No, they was already beefing. No, girl. All is fair when you're beefing and I'm a girl. Now, we ain't about to make no rules and all of that stuff. No. Nah, Monique should have went and found a little piece of Oprah family, girl. If I was Monique, I would have flew over there to that African school that they was talking about them damn girls that Oprah allegedly had some of them damn girls, the black girl. I would have flew over there and sat down and interviewed all of them. Now, I would have went over there with Monique. Now, look at here. Now, we heard all type of stuff happening to y'all. And if y'all answer some of these questions, go get that one. Go get it. He run it again. If y'all answer these questions right, I'm going to feed all of y'all my sweet babies. Okay, that's what that word. Now, Oprah brought all of y'all here, didn't she? Bob your head and she brought y'all here. Nah. Because, no, that's what that word. I would have went all the way over there to Africa. Look, I know y'all little piece of traumatized. I know. We gonna get all y'all here. We got sandwiches and help over there by the water. Nah. And sandwiches and therapists over there with some Capri Suns, a girl. And there's some crackers. And then a bunch of other stuff that y'all can get over here, all of that. But first, okay, y'all need to tell me everything about Lady O, okay? When is the last time y'all seen that bitch? Why you still skinny, girl? Girl, I want to know everything. Yay. Interview my goddamn family. Okay. Oh, you want to play? Lady-o. I said, no, look at here, Monique. No, don't get weak now, girl. Girl, I could have helped you, girl. You should have called me, Monique, girl. Auntie Mo, girl, you should have called me. I could have handled that for you. Girl, I could have handled that for you. I could have handled that for you. I could have took care of you. But I'm a girl. Girl, I would have girl. We would have got a girl. I'm girl. We in Africa, girl. No, let's go on over here what they said about this damn school. Let's go over here and find it. So that's what that were. That's what they were. But instead, she wanna, you know, walk up on her and it's like, girl. Know that when you walk away from her, that you walking away from your career. Notice your career in acting is going to be over with this conversation. When the conversation over, so is your career. So is your career. So, I mean, it just is what it is. And not only that, let's not only attack the Lady L, which is huge in this same field. Let's attack two black moguls again. Two other ones. Tyler and Lee Daniels. It's like, Monique, girl, this is too big, girl. Because you got a problem with Oprah. You got a problem with Lee Daniels. You got a problem with Tyler. I'm like, girl, you the common denominator. You got a problem with D.L. Hughley. You got a problem with Kevin. You got but you're the common denominator, girl. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, yeah, you're like totally the common denominator. You're totally giving the problem. The common denominator is usually giving the problem. You know, it's like, what the, you know, but whatever. We got to overlook that because she's black. We're not allowed to look at that. Look away. Look away. Look away. She's black. We're not allowed to look at that because she's black. We can't look at her being the common denominator. Oh, no. That's not an option because she's black. So, you know, here flip. So, I mean, she's a black woman. So, she's not allowed to be the common denominator. It's 2024. They the victim. Like, you tried it. Sean, it's always protect black women. Sean, it's protect black women, period. So, and I'm a girl. So, let's keep listening. So, what Monique has said about these people, girl. Yeah.
It propped up when Monique said it.
I think there's a few reasons why. Number one, it was the messenger. I should just be grateful I got invited to the party. You a big, fat black woman. How dare you be the one? And then on top of that, you're saying names. You're saying Oprah's name out loud. You're saying Tyler's name out loud. You're saying Lee's name out loud. You're saying Lionsgate out loud. That's not what we do. We say they. We say the people. We say the studio. We say the producers. How dare you actually say our heroes' names?
You're very specific.
When I saw Taraji broken on those platforms, it was painful to watch. However, Taraji and I had a conversation over a decade ago.
Yes.
In my trailer when I was doing the Monique show. And she said, you know, you got to keep on getting it until your turn comes. And I said, Taraji, most of us die before our turn comes. We got to ask for it right now. Now, I understand that because there was a time I felt the same way.
Exactly.
Because that's what I was told.
Right.
You just keep going and we'll get him the next time. We'll get him the next time. We'll get him the next time. And the next time never comes. And then you see our sister broken, sitting on those platforms. Now, when I said it,
it's the end. The next time never comes. Monique has had a very successful career, if you ask me. Not a lot of comedians get their own talk shows, get to help and produce their own movies, you know, and whatnot. And I mean, she's done a lot. So, I mean, whatever, but let's go on. Now, Monique reads Tiffany Haddish for commenting on her husband in a 2018 interview. If you had a husband like mine, you may not have 2 DUIs, may not be caught up in what looks like you could have been. Ooh, Monique went there. I love her. Monique went there. Shout out to Auntie Momo. Period. Period. That's what happens when you steal people churn, Tiffany Haddish, and you tried it. And you tried it. Now, I agree with her. Now, just because Monique chose to marry her husband and get adopted by him at the same time, girl, look at here. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That had nothing to do with me. Okay, now look at here. Now she loved him so much that she wanted to be adopted by him too. Okay, she wanted to be raised, and I'm a girl. Just like, you know what, I could be a whole different person if you raised me. Oh, you don't get to start over. So, and I'm a girl. So, just because she got adopted and married all in the same year, you know, shout out to Monique. Okay, now look at here. I ain't whatever. Please hit the like. Shout out to I'm just hey boo. I said hit the like and pass the collection play. It's not funny, shot. What? Here we go. Thank you so much for the super sweetheart. I love you, God. Love you, God. Shout out to I'm just my baby. Let's hope this hell she didn't blow up either. After days, you're still what? Oh my word. Oh my God. Back in the butt. Did Monique get paid what she worth? Shout out to Bernetta. If she was white, she would go on Julia Roberts' level. Girl, Bernadette, no, she would not. Julia Roberts is a wonderful actress and white. But if Julia was black, girl, did you not watch Steel Magnolias? Girl, have you not seen Pretty Woman? She's amazing. Girl, why they gonna do it? Julia's talented. You gotta say somebody like Kim Kardashian. Say that. Somebody like her. But is she like Armenian or something like that? Say that, girl. That's hot. But not Julia Roberts is talented as like she's great. Yeah, she's that's our girl. Like we like her. Nah. Correct. Julia Roberts and Monique are not the same. No, I would agree. Monique has been in some movies, and Monique is a great actress. I love her in a lot of her movies. Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins is still one of my favorite roles of her. Like she was hilarious in that movie. I loved her. But the Parkers, I still watch to this day. Like I'm a huge fan of Monique, but I wouldn't compare her to like successful actresses, you know, because they're still great. You know, they're still great. But yeah, shout out to Monique. Monique, right? She is an Oscar winner, and whatnot. That, you know, and it's a lot of white women that have never gotten an Oscar. A lot of them. She got one. She got one. You know, Monique got one. You know, so it's a lot of white women that went to school, Juilliard, and you know, all type of other stuff for their craft. And Monique didn't step foot in a Juilliard or anything like that. And she got an Oscar over them. Monique beat white women in that category when she won that Oscar. It wasn't her field, it was a black field. No. She beat out white women. So yeah, I don't think that has anything to do with race at this point in time. I think with Monique, I love her so much, but I think it's entitlement. I think that's what people, because she has had a successful career. It's not like she's just been held back. We've forgotten about her. They blackballed her, blacklisted her. It's like, no, she's had a thriving career. She's going to be here forever. As long as there's earth, her name is she's still going to inspire people to want to get into acting. She's still going to inspire plus size women and young girls, you know, that are coming up when they watch shows like The Parker and movies like Fat Girls, and stuff like that. Like, she's stamped in history. You know, Monique is a legend. She is. She will, I feel like, always be remembered because she's done great things. I don't feel like we should take that away because she may have effed up a lot of relationships along the way. All battles aren't worth fighting. All battles aren't worth fighting. I look at it like back in the day with like segregation and all of that. There was plenty of fights that our people would want to fight, but know that it's just going to get them in even more trouble if they do so. So a lot of things that they just had to take so that we wouldn't have to take them. When you go about trying to take things that don't necessarily belong to you, meaning if you feel like you're owed more money and you don't know how much money technically you're owed, you know, whatnot, but you bust into somewhere and you want everything that they got. Well, even if we do owe you, we don't owe you everything. You know, we don't, you know, so I feel that when Monique, she does give a sense of entitlement, you know, because she's been able to do great things, that she expects to be treated a certain way, with having gaps of not working or doing anything, you know, necessarily that's relevant or attention grabbing. You know, she just expects like, well, I did the Parkers and I did this. And back in the day, I did so many successful tours and I was a part of the Queen of the Comedy. Okay, we know what you've done. What are you doing? And whatever you are doing, don't expect to be treated like somebody like Dave Chappelle, who completely outsells you in everything. That's why his comedy specials, he's getting paid so much money, because of how much Netflix is going to render with people watching it. Why would I pay you the same amount as David Chappelle if you're not going to nearly bring in the audience? Entitlement. Not, I rock the party, because this show improved. If you're so relevant, I wouldn't have even got to the point of suing Netflix. That's what I said. I felt like it could have been handled differently. Put out a comedy special, get paid a certain amount, and make it short, and see how well that does. Since you swear, you know, you feel entitled to a certain amount of money. Let's see how well it does. Because even still, when she did the stand-up comedy special, it didn't go viral, and it was barely discussed. It was barely talked about. It's nothing to call home, none of that stuff. So that's your current work. Like, that's what you are doing. The routines that she have now don't even compare to the Queen of Comedy days. They don't even compare. Those stand-up routines that she had back then were vicious. Like, even will make the people that don't even usually laugh, you know, because she was really good. She was really good at her craft. And along the way, I feel like she kind of softened, you know, got more comfortable acting than doing stand-up, and kind of lost the momentum for it. I don't, that's why it really seems bitter, you know, because she feels entitled to certain things because of what she's done instead of what she's doing. Like a Cat Williams, I can get him like, I want this much money, ... The man is constantly touring. His tours are successful. He's garnishing millions of dollars touring on his own. So if he's going to sell his stand-up, why wouldn't it? Yeah, you're going to pay at least double what I'm making on tour, you know, or something like that. So yeah, he got the right, you know, to do those things because of what he's doing. Not because Cat Williams coming in there, I was in Friday at the Next, and I was in First Sunday. So I'm like, what? Okay, yeah, okay. That happened. Okay, what are you doing now? Okay, Cat just won an Emmy a couple years back for a TV series that he was doing. When, like, he's actually been doing stuff. He's actually been making moves. So, I mean, it's different. Okay, Monique has won an Oscar. Use it. Use it. Oscar award-winning comedian and Monique, and do your thing. Bring some new talent on the road with you. You know, it's something like, I don't know, but I just feel like do the work. You know, do the work. It's giving bitter, fizzled out. But I do agree with what she said about Tiffany, let's get into this.
I remember our beautiful sister Tiffany Haddish did an interview with GQ magazine, and this, in my humble opinion, is where we keep throwing each other under the bus. You're doing an interview with GQ magazine, and I'm assuming the journalist was a white person, and the conversation turned to Monique. And she said, well, I don't do business like Monique do business, and I'm glad I don't have that husband of hers.
But she don't know your husband.
And when I saw that, it's like, Tiffany, if you had a husband like mine, you may not have 2 DUIs. If you had a husband like mine, you may not be caught up in what looks like you could have been grooming a child. And I say all of that with no judgment. But when you speak about having a husband like mine, you open up the door. And I'm saying to you, if you had one like mine, I remember our beautiful sister Tiffany Haddish did an interview with GQ magazine. And this, in my humble opinion, is where we keep throwing each other under the bus. You may not sit in these positions. You're doing an interview with GQs that you can't explain the next day.
Right.
Or it's a hard way to go. So once again.
Well, she doesn't even have a husband, let alone like yours.
Well, damn it. Now you said it. I sipped on that, Shannon. That was a sip. That required a sip. You may not sit in these positions that you can't explain the next day.
Right.
Or it's a hard way to go. So once again.
Well, she doesn't even have a husband, let alone like yours.
Well, damn it. Now you said.
So the receipt is dropped. Tiffany did pop, and say what she said about Monique's husband. Now, here's what I'll say about that. I do agree that who are you to be speaking on people's husbands? It's like, girl, go sit down somewhere. Like, you're weird. Okay, this is a good question. Let me answer this. Okay. So Jane says, hey, Sean, if you have a job, you quit. Every company that calls that job is told how bad of a worker you are and you can't get a job after that. Is this not the same as what she's saying is her experience? No. Not at all. No, because Monique makes it seem like with the whole Lee Daniels situation and whatnot, one thing that I don't like about Monique is Monique will, she'll say what everybody else did but her. At least Kat will sit there and be like, I put in a contract for if I work with Ricky Smiley again for him to be wearing a dress. Okay, that's him admitting, because that's rude, weird, mean. Like it's a lot of things. What Kat's saying, I'm gonna make sure he have on a dress. Next time he in a production with me. So that's him taking accountability for that, because a person can look at that as bullying, all type of things. So when Monique, she's only saying their side, what people did to them, like with Lee Daniels and whatnot. Monique felt underpaid. Not that she didn't get paid for the movie Precious. She felt underpaid, especially how successful it was, how much money and revenue that the movie was bringing in. The movie went viral. Everybody was talking about it. And she knows she's given a schedule of production and producing and not producing, sorry. What do you call that? Public, like publicity towards the movie. She knew that there are going to be places, areas, different openings of the movie and whatnot. She basically refused to go to the ones out of country, and all because she felt like she was being underpaid. And thank you, promotion. Because she was being underpaid and whatnot. Like, that's not okay. Like, why you were paid to do these things? Now, with promotion, some of it's free and, some of it is paid, paid promotion, meaning these people are paying for you to be at their movie theater, and it's some, and some are free, It is what it is, but you want to bring as much attention to the movie as possible so it can gross and make as much money as possible. So she refused to go to a lot of that stuff, a lot of them. And then the ones overseas, she ain't go to none of those. But she don't want to talk about that. She don't want to talk about that. Yeah, it's how she basically ruined, like she's a big part of this cast, even won an Oscar for it and whatnot. And we don't have her. Like, she's not here. Everyone else is on red carpets and whatnot all over the world promoting this movie and whatnot, but her. And there was people that got paid less than her. Not every project, do you know, every project is going to be successful or not. Some are really big and some of them aren't. They really aren't. So I really don't get that part. I really don't get that part. But in the interview, she was okay with the $50,000 she got paid. She was upset per her contract. Overseas was not included. So she asked for more money, and Oprah said no. Well, here's the thing. Promotion usually isn't in what you're being paid to do a film. That's usually not in it. Those are two separate things. And here's another thing. Oprah didn't sue her for not going overseas, and neither did Lee Daniels. That was more so of a Lee Daniels thing, not Usher, or Lord, I would say Usher, not Oprah. It was more of a Lee Daniels thing. But nobody sued Monique or anything like that. And again, it's still a good look for the movie for you to be there. She didn't go to any of them. Not everything you're going to be paid for. Literally. Haley Bailey, a lot of when she just did The Mermaid, she went so many different places for free. Like, she wasn't being paid to be there. Now, there were some movie theaters and stuff that she probably went to, like on her own to get her own like side coin. Now, she probably did that. But Haley still made sure that she was at all of them, all of the premieres that the other stars and stuff were being requested to be at, because it's a good look for the movie. But not everything you're going to be paid for. It's just good business. So you best believe if there's a situation to where Disney has an opportunity for a young black girl or a black girl to play a role, Holly's going to be on that list. Holly's going to be on that list. She absolutely is. And again, Monique is one-sided. She only tells her experience. One thing, because we're about to get into this rant of D.L. Hughley, but one thing that he did say that is true, she has been into a lot of situations with companies, directors, producers, and whatnot. It's always a problem somewhere where she goes, but it's never her. You have to watch a person with that type of energy that takes no accountability and is willing to blame everybody but themselves, because she never says anything that she did wrong, that she may have done and whatnot. It's basically a perfect person being blackballed, an angel being blackballed. And we all know Monique's personality, even stemming back to the Queens of Comedy and whatnot. Like, girl, la, 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 at the Disney park events. So any premiere that they had at Disney, so in California and Florida. Other than that, wherever Halle went, she went because it was a good look for the movie. A good look for the movie. And let's not be the Baileys very so much look up to Beyonce and Jay-Z. And not only that, we all know that Beyonce and Jay-Z got her the role as the Little Mermaid. We all know that. They have had contracts with Disney, Black is King, all of that stuff. We all know pretty much Beyonce helped her land that role, her and Jay-Z. Put in a word for Holly, and she got the role as the first Black mermaid. So yeah, but the Disney events, yes, from what I gather, but nowhere else. They just go because they want to, because they know it's a good look for the movie. It's optional. A lot of them, they're optional. That's why sometimes what most premieres, you'll only see a couple of the actors. But there's like the bigger actors, like the ones in the Marvel movies and stuff like that. Now it's in their contracts to be paid to be at any event. It don't matter where it's at. But the up and comers, most of them ain't gonna come in like, well, I want to be paid this much and da da da. And that's very so much with Monique being nominated for an Oscar and whatnot. A lot of this energy is the first time she's receiving it. So it's like she's coming in entitled. Like, no, you have to walk this stretch just like everybody else. All of us as people, we learn and do more in our generations, and we pass it to the next generation for them to do more, and then they pass it to the next generation. So it's no different. Like, I just feel like it's weird that she only wants to tell one side of what has went on and whatnot. Back in the day with the Queens of Comedy tour, when everybody was getting into it and when that tour almost split apart, Monique was the conduit, behind it. But she don't talk about that. She don't talk about that. She don't talk about Oprah. She don't talk about Oprah. She don't talk about why some more, shout out to Shay Dominique. She don't talk about why some more, none of those women on that tour, why none of them speak to her, why none of them have toured with her. Why? I thought she was for her sweet babies. I thought it was all unity. Like, why don't you talk about those women? And why don't they talk about you? But everybody want to go to, oh, well, if you quit a job, and it's not the same thing. In Hollywood, it's definitely stemmed off of relationships. You either play the game or get out. It's that simple. They're not going to stop anything because Monique feels treated unfairly. Get in line. My girl. You got writers going on strikes and all of this stuff. A lot of them are Black. A lot of them. There are a lot of people that Black actors and whatnot that were on Nickelodeon shows and whatnot that don't get any royalties, nothing. They don't get a dime for any of their hard work. But they're not acting like Monique. I'm just saying, there's different ways of handling things. It doesn't always have to be an attack, because you're not going to get anywhere like that. She literally tried to go after Lady O. And look where she is. So if Taraji goes after Lady O, if Whoopi goes after Lady, it don't matter who go after Oprah, she will stand. That's why you have to pick and choose your battles. No Black woman will ever be more important to Hollywood than Oprah. So you best believe if she calls in a favor, they're going to listen. And there's going to be some people that just follow suit just because they see other people. So if these directors and whatnot ain't working with, and these producers and these touring companies, oh well, because you were prepared for that coming for her. You had to have been prepared for it. No, I'm not excusing anything Oprah did. Like, no, she shouldn't have interviewed her family and all that stuff, but she did. Oprah wasn't interviewing Monique's family as her friend. They had already had issue. They had already had a problem. And it was because of Monique. So it ain't like Monique was her really, really good friend. Oprah would never do that to Gayle. Oprah would never interview Gayle's family, not especially some stuff like that happened that went down to Monique's. Oprah would have never did that. I feel like Oprah would do something like that to a friend. Like, don't get me wrong, Oprah has done some questionable things, but still, she wouldn't have did that to her friend. But she would do it to an op. She would do it to somebody that's speaking ill on her name. Because what reason would she have to interview your family? Because of the beef. Why you act like there was no beef before the Oscar? Hence, Oprah interviewing your family after the Oscar. Is she jealous or are y'all beefing? Which one is it? Is she jealous or are you walking up on her in parties? She don't fight that way. She don't fight with her hands. But in a beef, you can't tell a person, you know, how to fight. So she chooses to sit down with your family and with the person that did ... to you and blah, blah, blah. It is what it is. Because I don't see what Oprah would be jealous of. I feel like the only person Oprah should be jealous of is somebody with more money than her. Why would she be jealous of Monique? I really don't get that. Even when Monique says it. Oh, she was jealous of me. Of what? Of what? Oprah was stellar in The First Color Purple. Oh, she definitely should have won an award for that role. 100%. So acting wise, Monique not even on her level with that. So it's like, what is she jealous of? I'm like, I don't get that. Like, what? Whatever. Yeah, so I don't get that. But she says that she's jealous of her. I've never driven past a poor person on the street and have been jealous. Not to say that Monique's poor at all, but I'm just saying, compared to Oprah's money, that you're basically like homeless on the side of the road, you know, compared to her money. So I could see you being jealous of your neighbor. I could totally see Oprah being jealous of her neighbor. She don't have none. She don't have neighbors. Like she don't have those. So I'm like, girl, what is that woman jealous of? Look how old Oprah is an older woman. Oprah looks really good. She looks amazing. I don't know what she's doing. I don't know if she's doing that pen or what. I don't know, but she look good. Oprah look good, honey. Oprah look good. So I don't see what she has to be jealous of. Oh. I'm like, Oprah looks wonderful. Her shape, giving, snatched, like her hair, giving. I'm like, Oprah look good. What's she doing so? I mean, girl, but I guess. So yeah, I don't disagree with what she said about Tiffany Haddish. Shout out to Monique for that, because period. Tiffany, stop stealing kids, girl. You want to steal people's churn. So, let's get into what she said about DL Hughley, because DL was wrong, girl. DL was wrong for what he said to Monique and not my girl. I said, DL, you ain't have to say all that. Hold on, let me click on him because I know.
Well, Club Shay says.
Response. Hold on. Let me go up. Let me find it. Let me find it. Girl. Okay, well, let's get into this first.
When I speak about
Monique believes Oprah was jealous of her success from Precious, so she blackballed her and took her movie roles. This woman has overstepped with me in so many ways. Let's get into that. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like.
Oprah Winfrey. And let me be clear. I love that sister because she's our sister.
Mm-hmm.
She just got to come back across the street. We got the light on. When I speak about Oprah Winfrey, I speak about that woman because she's spoken about me. And when you begin to speak about me privately, I'm going to speak about you publicly. You've been unfair. You've been unjust. And you watched a Black woman be thrown under the bus and you said nothing. And here's what's interesting as well. My husband was saying to me, after I won the Oscar award, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she had the people come, to talk to the Oscar winners. And I go on the stage and I talk to the Oscar winners. Well, when we go to a commercial, the people in the audience, and I say this humbly, as my husband was telling me, he said, Mama, they wasn't screaming Oprah. They were screaming Monique.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
So much so, I had to say, y'all gonna shut that shit up now. We get ready to go back on the air. We having fun, right? He said, but I watched Oprah. He said, and I watched her almost turn in her seat like they screaming her name. Now, some people will say, oh, Monique, you're reaching. Well, let me tell you what then happens. The movie, The Butler, that movie was offered to me. Lee Daniels came out and said, I did offer Monique The Butler. But as he said to me, he said, Mo, at the time I didn't have no power and I didn't have no money. So when Oprah said she wanted it, so who played the lead role in The Butler? Oprah Winfrey. Lee Daniels was getting ready to do a biopic on Richard Pryor, and he offered me the grandmother. Who then calls Lee Daniels and says, I want to be the grandmother. So as you're looking at me, it's the same way I'm looking at that sister. And I'm saying, why don't we sit down and have a conversation? Because the way things could look, it may not be that way, but just the way things look, Oprah. Just the way you would have my family on your show, Oprah.
One might say, Mo, well, I mean, if they're looking for a black,
Big, go ahead and say it. Shannon so careful with his words. He want to say fat black woman. If the role looking for a fat black woman, Mo, but he was like, you know,
I want to keep my podcast, Mo. Y'all ain't finna cancel me.
This why we love you, Uncle Shay, because we want you to say it, a fat black woman. Now, me and Oprah fit the damn description, Shay. Fat black. Don't we fit it?
You do. But I'll be right back in the bed. I'll be your neighbor up there where you live at.
Listen here. So, are you lying?
No.
Now, I'm not going to have your big ass sitting here in the Hall of Fame and you scared to say shit. I tried to call you first. I tried to talk to you privately, but then you became the great mighty Oprah.
Okay. Monique, have you ever been swallowed? Have you ever been swallowed, girl?
Have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming and you... I would have been swallowed up. Have you ever
Monique.
been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming and you...
Have you ever been sunned? Because that's all it sounds like to me. That's all it sounds like to me. See, you had already been talking ish about Oprah. Please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. So you had already been talking ish about her. Oprah said, I'm going to interview this family. And then on top of that, I want all of this. Lee Daniels come to her. Oh, I got this movie. It's called The Butler. I want Monique to play the role. Oh, you want Monique to play the role? Okay. You got any money? No. Okay. I'll give you a few dollars, but I want this role. Mine. Yeah. And I want credits all up and through this. So, yeah, absolutely. I want that role. Mm-hmm. He's like, well, I'm also doing this movie about Richard Pryor, and I was going to have her play the grandmama suit. You got any money to do that movie? No. You want it? Yeah. Okay. I'm the grandmama. Yeah. It's all it sounds like. You want to walk up on me like, okay. Girl, I will take every role you think of. But here's my thing. Because people, want to, again, like she said, could be true, could not be true. But how can she be blackballed and blacklisted if she's only talking about one person? See, I think a lot of people just like to, because Monique is very one-sided, okay? And with Monique being one-sided, I think that that's weird. That she feels like Lee Daniels doing 2 movies and her not doing either of those movies, she's blackballed. She's blacklisted. I'm like, what? I'm like, no, blacklisted is like everywhere you go. It's just no one wants to work with you. Okay, well, you've been blackballed or blacklisted by someone. Somebody done got you, knocked off, in the Hollywood industry, like your name, no one wants to touch it. Yeah, it's kind of like, Harvey Weinstein and Epstein, like those names are like tarnished, so people they want to touch those names and nobody associated with those people, they don't want to touch it. So yeah, I'm like, you're talking about one person. I'm like, did you go audition for anything else? This is why I say entitlement, because she wasn't saying nothing about she was about to audition for Lee Daniels movies or anything like that. No, she was saying this is something that he was going to give her. So if he's going to give you these roles, it's like the sense of entitlement. Since Lee Daniels is no longer giving me any roles, but still dealing with Oprah, because Oprah is a cash cow and can afford to fund as many movies as she wants. Why make that person your enemy? Why make that person your enemy? Like, girl, like you were literally beefing with Oprah. So, and then you try to make it seem like, but she was wrong for everything she did. What about what you did? Like, stop making it seem like you are just this perfect, pristine angel and you did nothing to no one. And Oprah crossed me many ways. What about you? What about you? Because Oprah didn't say nothing about you walking up on her. You did. You said you walked up on Oprah. That's where the story comes from. It comes from you. It don't come from her. Girl, no. Now, Oprah has spoke on Monique when brought up because Monique had so much to say about Oprah. So, of course, Oprah spoke on it, no different than Taraji. Taraji has certain things to say, and Oprah did speak on them. Like, girl, I can't look weak for Oprah. Like, that's weird. That's weird. Like, that's weird. No, if I'm looking at it like me, if I'm beefing with somebody, I'm beefing with them. It is what it is. I done sat on here and took people and sent people mamas away from them. I done sent their sons back home. I done got rid of their deceased child ashes. I got rid of the car that they weren't paying a car note on. I got rid of the U-Haul truck that they had all their stuff hauled in. See, I'm like, y'all, I'm not no fake ass bitch. That's all. Y'all literally sat here in real time watching me take everything from our girl. And that was completely fine. Y'all were cheering it on. But then Oprah did the same thing to her. Oh, well, when you beefing with somebody, you beefing. That's just how I look at it. I'm not about to sit here and coddle Monique because y'all hate Oprah. I don't like Oprah either, but I'm not going to be fake to appease Monique. I don't know her. All I know is it takes 2 to tangle. And Monique only say her side. She did nothing. Because for the life of me, she still can't explain why her and Oprah beefing. Her reason is because she think Oprah's jealous. Because her husband, the same one that everybody says is weird, not me. I'm not sitting here coming for her husband, but a lot of y'all do. The same one that y'all say is weird because he told her that Oprah was jealous. So she just running with it. Not because she know. Not because Oprah says certain remarks about her. No. All because her husband said Oprah looked a certain way. That's weird. And we're supposed to, based on, I'm supposed to cuss Oprah out because Monique's husband thinks that Oprah was jealous of her when they were saying her name instead of hers. Cuss Oprah out, Sean. For what? Just like I wouldn't cuss or Monique out if Oprah's husband stepped in told her that Monique looked fucking jealous when they were saying Oprah, Oprah, Oprah. Like y'all are weird. Like, I'm not doing that. Even Monique said herself could be true, not true. So y'all just want me to like jump down Oprah's throat because it could be true. We don't even know what fucking she don't even fucking know. Ooh, girl. Ooh, girl. Ooh, girl. I see you in an active beef. Like, girl. It ain't like Oprah was going around talking about Monique. She wasn't. And if she was, it was behind the scenes. And if it was behind the scenes, Monique wasn't in them scenes. Because she coming forward with a bunch of assumptions. Not, I know this, or this happened, and no. So she's saying, allegedly. Basically. So yeah, that means it could go either way. So, and two things can be true at once. But yeah, ain't nobody riding for her. Like, that's weird. I'm just not about to rip her apart. I'm not over a bunch of feelings because it's giving bitter. Like, it does. It gives bitter, salty. Like, it gives all of those things. I mean, it really do. I don't even feel like she even, whatever. I wouldn't even give Oprah that this much energy. You know, for somebody that did so many things to me. Probably. Because that's what it gives. Probably. Is what it gives. We talking about Oprah. That was cute though. We talking about Oprah. We talking about Oprah. Did Oprah admit anything? Did Oprah admit anything? Yeah, Oprah never admitted when it came to this. Oprah be paying Monique dust. Okay? Oprah got condos in that head. Because Oprah don't think of her, girl. Oprah ain't think about no damn Monique. Monique could go to Hollywood, girl. She don't open the gate, girl. Go, Monique, because why Monique ain't sitting here telling y'all about the current jobs that she's going out for and she's not getting them and she feel like it's because of Oprah. She's talking about The Butler. How long ago was that movie? Girl, please. I'm like, girl, The Butler. Girl. Oh, girl, what else? What else? She act like I was just at an audition last week and I ain't getting it. I know why, because it's Lady Ogre. No, ain't been in an audition since 2012. But Oprah evil. We know. Tell us something we don't. Girl, we already don't like her. We disliked her before you. I'm like, why people act like it took for Monique to come forward for us not to like Oprah? We already didn't like her. We didn't like her. We didn't like how she always went to the white women in the audience and whatnot. And then she only went to the black women when she had ghetto questions, like project questions, girl. And I'm like, girl, we didn't like none of that. We didn't like none of that. We've been not liking her. Girl, it didn't take you for us to not like her. We already not like Auntie Mo. Girl, we already didn't like her, girl. Remember when you was all up in her face? Smiling and working with her. And I remember that? Remember that? We already not liked her. See, that was you sitting with the ops. Because while you was sitting with her, you know, these people didn't have a problem with Oprah. But then you come forward and then all of a sudden it's giving, because okay. You say Oprah's jealous of you, yet you had a talk show. You did movies. Okay, girl. You did all the stuff that Oprah did, girl. But the difference is Oprah was successful. See, Oprah retired her show. Yours got canceled. See, I'm not a loser. that just look at things one way. I'm gonna look at it full circle. Okay. So yeah, I'm like, well, technically all of the stuff that you've done, Oprah had already did way before you. So but you say she's jealous of you. Whatever. But so excuse me for thinking, because I think. So I'm just like, I just don't see what you're doing that Oprah's like. I see if Oprah like got into like stand-up comedy or something like that. I'll be like, yeah, maybe Oprah, you're a little piece of jealous, Monique. But yeah, Oprah ain't doing none of that. Oprah doing what she been doing. Oprah somewhere been a fake ass bitch. She been that. What about it? Absolutely. And what about it, girl? What about it, girl? Like she been that. She was that before you. She was that when she started working with you. She was all of that. Don't realize all of a sudden she is just the spawn of Satan once you don't get your way. I cannot stand people like that. She don't get her way with her. So then all of my, oh my God, this just evil. This jealous of me. She want to be me. Oh, and then my husband seen it too. I'm like, wait a minute. What? Why wasn't she all of that? And I'm like, girl, when you was getting your way, because she was. She didn't turn into that girl. She didn't turn into that girl. No, she had been that. So, but yeah, overlook all that, Sean. Overlook that she knew what she was dealing with, but still chose to put her hand in the tiger's mouth. Okay, well, sometimes you get bit. Sometimes you get bit. And I'm a girl. So, yeah, I mean, that's just is what it is. I mean, oh well, that's between her and Oprah. It's how I look at it. No, I still don't like Oprah. We survived her. I believe no, it ain't got nothing to do with size. It got something to do with entitlement. Very so much. Monique gives entitled as like girl. Now, I'm not saying the stuff that Oprah did to her, coming for her, and she was literally trying to sun her and take her roles up. But you can't tell a person how to fight. And I ain't no hypocrite. So I done sat here and took a whole family from her that was mistreating the family because she felt entitled to the family. She felt entitled to an elderly woman's money because it just so happened to be her mother. She felt entitled to take deceased ashes of her son and blow it in people's face and smoke it as if it was tobacco. So I decided to free all of those people. I absolutely did. Sometimes you have to show people better than you can tell them. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely, girl. We done freed husbands and all of that. Absolutely. We done removed a lot from just gays. We done got rid of whole networks. Yeah, that's how we get down. Absolutely. We done took whole charitable fund. Shout out to WCW. Yeah, we done took all type of from just hair flip and you're mad. So yeah, we done did all that. I'd be hypocritical if I was to come for Oprah. So to come for Oprah to be like, oh, Sean, you did this. I did. So when Monique coming for Oprah and whatnot, if Oprah felt like she was going to do this and she was going to do that, did. No, I'm not about to be hypocritical and cuss Oprah out. No. No. Now, I understand Monique feeling some type of way about Tyler Perry. Because I do feel like Tyler Perry is like jump on the bandwagon type of situation. Because like I said, some people, when you mess with, they don't have to go around and tell everybody to stop dealing with you. Sometimes they'll see that one person starting, and that's enough for it to be a domino effect. So where they be like, oh, okay, well, this person ain't messing with her, so I ain't either. And I ain't either. And I ain't either. And I ain't either. It don't take a person making literal phone calls. Don't work with her. She'll never work in this town again. Like, it don't take that. Sometimes all it takes is for them to see that certain people that would normally deal with you are not because of certain situations. And that is enough. That's it. That's all it takes. So I feel like Tyler Perry was one of those domino effects. I feel that Tyler removed his energy in his relationship from Monique due to the associated bad press that she had with Oprah and coming for Oprah, and what it just wasn't a good look. So, and Tyler Perry is closely partnered with Oprah, and so is Lee Daniels. So I would understand, you know, because, you know, and then if Lee Daniels was letting Oprah take these roles that was allegedly offered to her, and then I'm like, girl, that's not right either. So I can understand Monique, you know, feeling some type of way about them, you know, because she didn't do nothing to Lee Daniels, you know, from what I gather, and she didn't do nothing to Tyler Perry. So for them to cut her off, I can understand the animosity, but what Oprah, I don't get, because it's like, girl, you knew you had smoke for her. You were coming for her on the set during the premieres. You were during the interview. You were throwing a lot of shade. You absolutely were. So I get why, because if Oprah was saying something, I do feel like it may have been like behind the scenes. I don't feel like Oprah's not the get on camera and talk about people type of woman. Like, that's not who she is. So that wasn't going to happen. But Monique is. She is the type of person that will get on camera, you know, and say how she feels, throw shade during an interview, throw out a person's name. She'll name drop. She'll do all that stuff. Not everybody's wired that way, right? So I can understand, again, her being mad at Lee Daniels and Tyler Perry. That I understand. Her making it seem like Oprah owe her something. What does she owe you? Like, I don't get that. She paid you to do the movie. You did it. But you saying she jealous. Nah. Monique needs to tell the truth. She was throwing shade at Oprah because she knew how good the movie Precious was doing. And she felt like she should get paid more money. Because Oprah pretty much funded it. So the money, the big check that's going to come like from the box offices and all of that, that's going to be Oprah check. Because, you know, she the investor, you know, and whatnot. So that's going to be her check, you know. And that's why she wants to Oprah feeling like, look, girl, you can give me some more coins. Tell the truth, Monique. You can give me some more coins because this movie is doing real good and it's doing good off of my back. And I feel like Monique needs to tell the truth. She was probably humiliated. That's all. Humiliated. Think about the movie Precious. Okay. That was a mainstream success. So now, a lot of people that didn't know who Monique is, who wasn't on Monique TV screen, gonna be on her TV screen. And this is the character she's being introduced as. So, you know, when we first saw Urkel, Jaleel was gonna be that for the rest of his life, and he still is. So I think she may have been embarrassed by the role too, and feel like, you know, she basically degraded herself to play that role, because that's a very degrading role. Like, that was a horrible role for Monique to have played. Any woman to have played. That was a role. Honestly. Horrible role. I felt badly for Monique when I saw the movie Precious. I was like, damn, they are dirty. I was like, wow. Because you're still playing this character. You know, you're still playing it. So a lot of people were her winning an Oscar for playing that role. Again, that's how she's imprinted in many people's mind as Precious's mom. Like, that horrible role. That's why I'm like, oh, that sucks. You know, that she couldn't win an Oscar for something different. You know, no matter what it was, just not playing that role. It was a very messed up role to play. Very extremely stereotypical, like, messed up. So, and I think, honestly, I don't think Monique was paid her just for doing that movie, but she agreed to what she was paid. You know, so yeah. She agreed to it. She agreed to the payment. I don't even see how Monique, honestly, I don't even see how you could agree to that amount of money knowing the role before you get it. Like, you know, that's going to be a hard role to play. It's not going to be easy. Saying these things, doing these things, it's not going to be easy. Like, I would not have said yes to no 50K. I would have been like, girl, I'm gonna need at least 250,000 to do something like this. Like, girl. So I don't even see how she say it. It very so much gets thirsty. Because 50K for that role, for embarrassing yourself like that, and what, like, that is a humiliating role. Like, it is. Like, I would never want to be known as that person and doing what you're doing on a 50K. That's no. And that's when I feel like she should have been using her power. Like, girl, you've been in the industry way too long to be about to do a role like this and completely degrade yourself and be a typecasted stereotype on this show and raise awareness while basically making a mockery out of, you know, the Black experience and part of the Black experience. So I'm like, yeah, girl, no. I wouldn't want to way more money than that. No. Mm-mm. No, ma'am. You would have to pay me more. At least we would have to start off at like 150K, girl. Absolutely. So let's get into it. Okay. Okay, we did that one. Okay. Let me go to the updated one because it shows all of them. I want to get into, what?
Family is sacred.
When she's talking about DL Hughley, because it's
Here we on the phone to everything
Well, Club Shay says
we're saying on the. Here we go. They said, Monique, we want.
Let's get into what she actually said about DL. And then we'll get into DL's response. Now, I feel like DL's response was super harsh. Bringing her kids and stuff into it. I was like, whoa. So DL went there. DL definitely went there. He went there. So let's listen to what DL Hughley had to say. What Monique had to say about DL Hughley on Club Shay, and then we will get into DL Hughley's response to what Monique had to say. Absolutely.
Sacred. And we know that you don't cross the line when it comes to family.
Correct.
Right? I do DL's radio show.
Yes.
DL Hughley is not there. His team is there.
Mm-hmm.
And Shannon, we having a great time. I mean, baby, we having a great time. We going forward, back and forth. When we get to the end of the show, they say, Monique, you want to play a game? Well, I want to play. I said, sure, sugar. Let's play a game. And it's a game called Would You Rather.
No.
Okay. Now,
Monique, you should have said I'm too old for this game.
Wait a minute. We're having fun, baby. Right? We having a good time, Shannon. Okay. It's the sister there and there's two other guys. We're having a great time. It's a beautiful Black unity cookout. Okay. We're having a good time.
Okay.
Would you say your wife was your family? Is that considered family?
Yeah.
So your husband is considered family,
Absolutely.
Right? Okay. So family is sacred.
Right.
Family is sacred. And we know that you don't cross the line when it comes to family.
Correct.
Right? I do DL's radio show.
Yes.
DL Hughley is not there. His team is there.
Mm-hmm.
And Shannon, we having a great time. Let's go. Would you rather your husband sleep with Lee Daniels with a condom or Corinne Steffens without one?
Really, Monique?
Now, as y'all are watching right now who haven't heard this story, y'all going, they doing the same thing in the studio. They going, okay. That is exactly what happened. Now, I said to the team, how does that uplift our community? I said, sister, and her name is Jasmine, how could you ask another sister that? Well, we just planned. I said, tell me the joke in that, because I don't know what you're insinuating. Then you're involving people that have nothing to do with nothing. Like, what are y'all doing? So I said, I'm going to call my brother, DL. I'm going to call my brother. I call DL Hughley. Here we go on the phone. I say, hey, baby. Yeah.
Huh?
That's how he responds. Yeah.
Did he know it was you?
Yes, because they called him to let him know Monique's going to be calling.
Right.
Like this, it was getting crazy.
Right.
I'm like, just let me get on the phone with my brother. Right.
Yeah.
Hey, DL. Yeah. I said, listen, I just got off the phone with your team and they wanted to play this game, Would You Rather? And it was like stupid, like asking me about my husband and Lee Daniels and Corinne Steffens, and his exact words, well, that's how we do it. I said, DL, how does that uplift our community? And again, I don't know what y'all trying to insinuate, but brother, what you doing? Like I said, that's just how we do it. So it is what it is. Now, it got so ugly that my attorney had to send a cease and desist. So
don't get me wrong, before we continue, don't get me wrong, that is a messed up question. Agreed. Please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. I get it. But all you had to say is that you didn't want to play. I really don't feel the need to call DL within that moment and anything like that. No, I feel like you could have just said like, oh, okay, I want to play. Like, okay, I guess this game, I'm gonna I'll let y'all, y'all go ahead, and then you could have just called DL after and just like, yeah, I didn't appreciate that question. That wasn't cool. Like, I just don't feel like you had to handle it like that. Like, oh, well, hold up, baby. I was like, girl, you're putting way too much on this, sweetie. You could have just simply said that you didn't want to play. Just like they asked you prior if you wanted to play the game. You said yes. You could have decided that you didn't want to. You didn't have to play. Don't get me wrong. That is an effed up question. Like, gross. Like, and it's putting her in an awkward position, kind of having kind of issues with Lee Daniels and stuff like that. Like, I completely get it. That is disrespectful. And most married couples don't really want to think about their spouse being with anybody else. It's inappropriate. Like, I get it. I completely understand if she felt offended by the question. She has that right. Yeah, because that is a pretty vile question. Pretty vile. But she could have easily just said, I don't want to play. Y'all got this one. I'm gonna sit this one out. She could have made it playful. She's a comedian. I'm sure she knows how to improv. So yeah, you could have just easily slid out of it. I don't feel like it had to be a situation. I do, when I say picking your battles and whatnot, let's keep listening. But it was an awful question. So again, I'm not knocking Monique because, yeah, she has every right to feel how she feels. Most people would not want to be asked that type of question. So, yeah, let's keep listening.
That's how that whole thing got started. Okay? It's family. My husband is my family.
Yeah.
Now, you babies that are really good with this internet, through the years, I've watched DL speak ill of me. Through the years. I never knew DL Hughley had a problem with me. But when Cass said they all a group, he forgot to put DL Hughley in the group. Mm-hmm. Through the years, I was bitter. I was dangerous with what I was doing, saying that it was inequality. My husband didn't know what he was doing. This went on through the years. I was unloved, all of these things. And I said to everything we're saying, that's how that whole thing got started. Okay? It's family. My husband is my family.
Yeah.
Now, you babies that are really good with this internet, through the years, I've watched DL speak ill of me. Through the years. I never knew DL Hughley had a problem with me. But when
now, here comes DL responding to this. Although this has been brought up before, this is not the first time Monique has brought this up. So, of course, DL is going to respond because he's basic and he's not funny at all, and he let his baby die. So, of course, I mean, this is the same man that let his daughter be R-worded by his friend and didn't believe her because it was his friend. So he literally brought someone around him, okay? Brought someone around his child that violated his child, and he did not believe her. Literally did not believe her. Absolutely. So let's get into what he had to say. I feel like what he said was extremely harsh. He didn't have to go here based off of what Monique said. Now, she may not have agreed with DL and how he handled the situation. Back then, Monique, in my opinion, she did not go in on DL. She did not cuss DL out. She did not disrespect DL's family. She didn't do any of those things. So for him to come at her like this, to me, it's disgusting. It's awful. Like, you don't even, do you even come at men like this? Because I do. I do. I get somebody that don't discriminate, but you discriminate. Like you give the like the utmost respect to men, but will violate a woman like that. Like that's what you give. That's what you get. Very obedient when other men are in the room, but will wild out on a female. Like is what you get. I mean, you literally didn't believe your own daughter. Your own daughter. Like that is crazy. So yeah, I feel like he went too far coming at Monique like this. It was unnecessary. I disagree with Monique, but I'm not over here cussing her out. Cussing her out, calling her out her name for what? She doesn't deserve to be disrespected. I'm just disagreeing with some of the things that she's saying, and I'm agreeing because I'm not biased. I'm for what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. It would be easier for me to drink in what Monique is saying when she is complaining or outing someone if she stated her part. She never has anything to do with anything. And to me, those type of people are red flags. Like that's a red flag. A person that doesn't have any fault or will admit it in a broad range. You'd be like, oh, well, I know I've done some things wrong, but won't elaborate on none of those things. But they want to be extremely specific about what everybody else has done to them. That I don't like, because that's a red flag. It's signs of narcissism and all type of other things. So, you know, I don't like that. I can get down with somebody like Cat. That's why I say, well, Cat, it's not because he's a man. They got nothing to do with that. I like the fact that he is honest, you know, even when he does things that he shouldn't do. You know, he'll even be honest about those things. You know, I can appreciate that because then it makes other things that he say believable. It makes it authentic. You know, with Monique, that's why people can't get over. It's sad that people can't listen to Monique and just listen to her story because they feel certain things, bitter, jealousy, like that. It's coming out because she had no business to say what she said about Taraji. Oh, this all love letter. I disagree with that sister and all of this stuff. Like that's not cool. Like, that's not okay, but you're for uplifting. And what is this going to do for the community? What is it going to do for the community? You telling another Black woman that how she handled another Black woman was wrong. What does that do for the community? Like hypocritical much? Why does it when somebody's saying something to you, you know, we need to be mindful of the community and putting positive things back into it. But when you want to say things that or disagree with someone, you know, and whatnot, you get to do how you deem fit. Very hypocritical. One-sided like that. I don't like that. But then if you call her out on it, then she has every excuse in the world into why she's correct. I can't deal with those type of people. You know, I like people that can admit fault because I'm one of those people that can do that because it makes you more relatable. I can't relate to perfect. Can you? So yeah, I'm not cussing Monique out. I love her down. I just don't understand a lot of her methods. Because I hear this woman that says that she's been blackballed, blacklisted, you know, that people have came for her, this and that. I hear her talking about those things, but I don't hear her talking about what she's done. Who are you helping? Who do you help? Who are you supporting? What up-and-coming comedians you think are lit? Why don't you share their videos? Why don't you put a tour together with those people? Why? You know, it's just a bunch of sitting back on IG Live with your husband. But expect to have multi-million-dollar deals. For what? Like, but okay. Let's listen to what DL said.
Club Shay is getting messier and messier. It's almost like Wendy Williams didn't go anywhere. She just got a weight set. So Monique was on. Every time I see Monique these days, she's on doing some greasy ass video with her and her daddy complaining about something or working out. I don't know nobody that work out that much and gain weight unless every crunch you do has got Captain in front of it. But apparently she goes on Club Shay and tells the story about how she came on my radio show and I wasn't there at the time. And my co-host Jasmine Sanders played a game that we played all the time with everybody called Would You Rather. She apparently was so offended by that she said she got off. She called me. Monique did, and she said I was very dismissive, like, huh? Monique's a liar. When Monique did call me, I heard her complaints. I listened to her and I pulled the segment. So if I had been as dismissive as she alleges I was, that segment would have aired. It didn't because I respected her wishes. She's a liar. Well, Club Shay is getting messier and messier. It's also befuddles the shit out of me how somebody who as a comedian talks as much shit about everybody else as she does. She has the temerity to be offended about anything as much shit as you say about people. Then she encouraged everybody, allegedly it stems from the fact that I used to always talk shit about her on video after video, and she encouraged her sweet babies to look at the video and find them. Do that. Do exactly what she says. And you know what you're not going to find? You're not going to find any evidence of that because Monique is a fucking liar. She's lying about that. But what you will find is Monique talking shit about some alleged contract dispute we had. Look at the ticket. It says D.L. Hughley, then Monique. She knows the story. But what she did in response to that, she talked about my dog, my wife. This broad even brought out my daughter's personal trauma. My daughter was molested, and Monique brought that shit out and told the world that I allowed my daughter to be raped in front of me. The lying motherfucker. She knows she was lying. It's also befuddles the shit out of me how somebody who as a comedian talks as much shit about everybody else as she does. She has the temerity to be offended about anything as much shit as you say about people. Then she encouraged everybody, allegedly it stems from the fact that I used to always talk shit about her. And it only stopped when everybody from my family checked her. It's interesting. You know what else you won't see Monique doing? You won't ever see her with her family, videos with her children or grandchildren, because nobody fucks with me. How do you have sweet babies when your own babies don't fuck with you? How do you love us for real when there's no evidence of anybody loving you for real, except your daddy, who you apparently have to pay? And FYI, daughters are paid for by daddies, not daddies who get paid by their daughters. You know what else you won't see Monique doing? Telling jokes. Monique, if she'd have spent as much time actually writing jokes and writing her Netflix special as she did complaining about not having one, it wouldn't have been trash. It got the worst reviews of any Netflix special in history because that's what Monique does. She complains and she has grievances. You never see her being a human being. You never see her being sweet and warm to people, except when she's, and it only stopped when everybody from my family checked her. It's interesting. You know what else you won't see Monique doing? You won't ever see her with her family, videos with her children or grandchildren, because nobody fucks with me. How do you have sweet babies when your own babies don't fuck with you? How do you love us for real when there's no evidence of anybody loving you for real, except your daddy, who you apparently have to pay? And FY, when she's using it to butter somebody else to get something. There's a reason why everywhere she go, shit starts. Everywhere she goes. How is it that nobody fucks with you, not even your family? How do you, or I was on the road, get it. I get it every goddamn week. Look at my schedule versus yours. See how much I'm going. And I still manage to have a relationship that I cherish with my children.
Harsh. That was harsh. Now, I don't know what's going on with Monique and her sons and whatnot. I don't know, but he did pull her by her lace front. Oh, Monique, he dragged, girl. Now, it wasn't funny, but it was a drag. It was. He definitely dragged her. He did. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think Monique is fat. So I find that weird with those jokes because I just don't think like Monique is a big woman. I don't. I think she's thick, but I don't think she's fat. She's far from. But yeah, I just felt like that was super harsh. Super harsh for what Monique said. I don't feel like it warranted all of that. I don't know. I feel like that's a lot for what she said. Like you went there. Like he went there. Coming for her sons, her grandkids. But it does explain a lot. Monique, girl, Because he not lying. What it gives is Monique's sons don't like their stepfather. That's what it gives. Because Monique has sons. So what it gives is that they don't like him. I don't think they like their stepfather. Honestly, in my opinion. I mean, until Monique comes forward and says something else, because we don't see her sons. I don't see her in photographs with them. I have back in the day pictures of them together. But yeah, she don't really be posting her sons like that. And I believe one of her sons has 2 kids or something like that. And she don't post them neither. So I'm like, interesting. Interesting. But that's not for him to, I feel like that's crazy because it just didn't warrant all of that. You coming for this woman. Now, I get that Monique did say certain things. She did. She did, even up on stage when she was, because, you know, they got on tour over the tour, her and D.L. Hughley. She did say certain things about his family, his daughter. She did. But I mean, damn. Like, that's a lot. And I don't think it's cool that you call her fat because she's not fat. Like, you're annoying. I do agree with the joke thing. You know, you hear Monique doing a lot of stuff, but telling jokes ain't one of them. True. I do hear a lot about her, but telling jokes is not one of them. It is also true that Monique, her stand-up on Netflix was badly rated. That is true. And you can go and look at the reviews online and stuff too about it. It has really bad reviews. Really bad reviews. Now, I don't know nothing about it being in the worst in Netflix history. I know nothing about that. That's what DL said. He said it was the worst ratings, or, you know, the worst reviews in Netflix history. I don't know nothing about that. But I do know that the reviews were bad. They were. And that's her last stand-up. That's the last stand-up that she did. Stand-up special that she did. And yeah, the reviews. Yeah. So there's some truth to what he's saying, but yeah. But I have to get out of here. I've been here for 2 hours. I love you guys. I have some stuff brewing. Absolutely. Shout out to Coffee. Make sure you guys get over there and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Thank you all for the super sticker. Shout out to I'm Jess for the super sticker. Shout out to Exquisite Her. They do the same thing to Viola Davis, a Yale grad and phenomenal performer. It's an entrenched issue. Yeah, but I think Viola, I think she does pretty well, but I mean, she could always be doing better, of course. And shout out to Shay Monique for the super sticker as well. OMG, I love you guys. So I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you guys so much. Okay, I will see y'all on the next live because we're gonna do a part 2 because there's way more that Monique said about that. And again, it's a lot, so it'll probably take like another 2 hours. So we will be live with part 2. But until then, I love you all. I will see y'all later when we do another live. Till then, bye.